Hey y'all, come hang out with me while I make this delicious pan of cornbread. It's got a couple secret ingredients in it. This is what we're gonna make our chicken and dressing with. So y'all hang out with me while we do this. Oh, I wish you had the smell of it. It smells so good. Hey y'all, we're gonna make some cornbread today for some chicken and dressing that I'm gonna make later. But we're gonna do this cornbread and I'm gonna do it a little bit different. It's in my first cookbook, because back when I had that long braid, y'all remember that? Anyway, it's on page 47. And I've made another adaptation, but you don't have to because I want to have this. So what I'm going to do first, I've got 1 cup, and I like to weigh my flours and stuff out with my little scale. Those are so handy. I got 1 cup of cornmeal, not cornmeal mix, cornmeal. And I like to use Bob's red meal, and I keep it in here just because it's pretty. And then for flour, you can use regular flour, all-purpose, but I'm using this. It's not sponsored, y'all. It's a King Arthur Baking Company gluten-free measure for measure. This is what I like to use if I'm making cookies and pie crust, and if I need to fry something, I'll use this. It's a fabulous product. Also not sponsored. Isn't it odd that we have to say that? Anyway, so that's 1 cup of flour, and I weighed it. It was 120 grams. Get all of that out of there. I don't know why the flour wants to stick in the cornbread. The cornmeal did not. Okay, so I'm going to add about a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm not going to go overboard because whenever I get to making my dressing, I'm going to taste of it and see what it needs. So I'm just going to use a teaspoon of salt. And I'm going to add 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And this was actually, I opened this in 23 and I tested it and it's still fresh. Now here's what you do if you want to test your baking powder. You take 1 cup, or you take some hot water, scalding hot water, and I'm going to use 4 teaspoons of this. Scalding hot water, and then you add a teaspoon of baking powder, not soda, it's powder, to it. And if it immediately fuzzes up and bubbles up, it's still fresh. So there we go. Got that out of the way, and we're going to use one of my girls' eggs over here. They're so sweet. Hey, Cochise. We don't want to talk about Cochise. He and I are learning to cohabitate. Mostly if I stay in the house, he likes it better. So anyway, this cute little, look at that. Oh my gosh, I just fell in love with these when I saw those. Had to have them. Alrighty, now here is an adaptation I'm going to make, and you don't have to. Calls for 1 cup of buttermilk, full fat buttermilk, like the Belgian kind. And a lot of states are not allowed to sell that. And I can't have it anymore since I got this ridiculous milk allergy that I can have like from Jersey cows, which is A2 protein. But this is a kefir, and it has more probiotics than buttermilk, and it actually tastes better than buttermilk, so I actually drink this stuff. And I've been using this if I need to marinate, like if I want to marinate some chicken or onion rings or anything you marinate in buttermilk before you fry it. I've been using this. It works like a dream. So anyway, we'll get this a little mix. Hey, first off, since we talked about it, let's put it on in there. And it's pretty thick. It was in the ice box, so it's still pretty cold. And I've got some milk setting out over here, so if I need to loosen it up some, I can add the milk to it. Okay. Now let's get this all mixed up. And I want to tell y'all something. There are so many different ways to make cornbread and dressing, and we'll talk about this again when we get to making our dressing. And people just get all up in arms. I think I'm going to go ahead and add some more milk to this about it's made this way, it's made that way. And I listened to a podcast the other day, and what she said made so much sense. This is a A2 milk that I can have, and it's from Jersey cows. It's so good. And so anyway, and she was saying, one of the reasons why people get so upset about things like the way we roll out biscuits, everybody's mama did it different, you probably do it just like your mama did, is sometimes whenever somebody else does it differently, we can kind of take it that our way was void and just not the way to do it. Add some more milk to it. And that's not true. Your memories are your memories, and my memories are my memories, and they're all different. Like leaves of a tree. If all the trees had the same colored leaves and shapes, the forest would not be as pretty as it is right now. So if I do it differently than your mama, that does not mean that your mama did it wrong. Not even one little bit. Okay, so here's something I'm going to do, because I'm going to use this for my dressing, and we're not just going to like eat it, right? Like as you would cornbread with like beans and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and add about 1 cup. And this is a white onion, and I diced this up yesterday. I don't use this anymore. Whenever I was making, what was we making yesterday? Chicken broth and all the stuff. And so whenever I was doing that, I just went ahead and cut up 1 cup, and I cut them T90. I mean, I cut them pretty little, and they will cook. Well, that's not a little one there. They will cook down, and it'll be great. And then we got 1 cup of celery, and again, I cut this a little T90, so it'll cook down. And you won't miss the fact that it wasn't sauteed in butter in the dressing, because I'm going to heat my butter up and brown it a little bit for my dressing, and it'll be great. Now, one thing you could do, you could go ahead and add your poultry seasoning, or I'm going to add some more milk, poultry seasoning or sage to this right now, and that'll save you a step when you're making your dressing. And if I were not filming this to make a cornbread dressing video different than in a different video than this, that's what I would do. I would add my 4 teaspoons of poultry seasoning. And our family didn't care for straight sage, so, but if that's what y'all like, y'all do it. Or fresh, or ever what. Okay, there we go. It's a chunky monkey. So I've got my oven preheated to 425, and I've got my black iron skillet. Let me get that, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to it. Hang on just a minute, y'all. Okay, I got my black iron skillet, and I've got some bacon grease. And I'm just going to add about, yay much, tablespoon. You always got to dip in there twice for good measure. Anyway, so there we go. I'm going to put this in this 425-degree oven until the skillet is hot and the bacon grease is all melty and wonderful. And then we'll get back together. When we do that, I'm probably going to meet y'all at the stove, because I don't want to carry this across the kitchen. So I'll see y'all back when this is ready to go, and that'll give this a little time to kind of soak up some of that goodness. So I'll see you back here in a minute. Hey y'all, we're going to take our skillet out, and be sure you're wearing a big, thick mitten. And so I'm just going to run this bacon grease around like this. Now, let's listen for that sizzle. There's what we're talking about. Get every bit of that in there. We don't want any of those ingredients to go to waste. So there we go. All right. My hands are clean. I sure don't want any of that to go to waste. There we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to put it in the oven and cook it till it's done. This was done at 25 minutes, but I wanted it to be even golden brown, and it wasn't going to bother me if it got baked a little bit too long, or got a little bit too dry, or got a little too much, whatever, because we're going to do something else with it. So I'm just going to do this because this is hot. I'm just going to take this right here and put it over top of it so I don't burn my hand. And flip it out. Look at that. Let me get rid of this screaming hot pan. It smells delicious. Okay, I've got it on a raised thing because I want the air to circulate around it, and I don't want it to get, like sticky gummy. So I'm gonna let this cool completely, and then we're gonna get back together and we're gonna make some chicken and dressing. And that will be in the next video, probably after the day that I post this one. But I think baking the carrot carrots. Nobody ever puts, well, you might put carrots in it. I don't know. Do you put carrots in there? That's weird. Anyway, it's not weird if you like it. Anyway, never mind. Celery and onions in here, chopped up thnk, baked, time saver. So, anyway, I'll see y'all next time. Go do something fun. See you directly. And I'll put a thing down there for how to order my cookbooks if you want to. And the third one, 5 ingredients or less, sometime in the month of November, they're going to be delivered to my house. And then I can deliver them to your house if you want one. So, bye, y'all. Let's see what it tastes like. I just got to have crunch, crunch. Love cornbread so much. It's so hot. Oh my gosh. If you were here, I would have you take this in the other room to get it away from me. Okay, I'm not going to touch another bite. That is awesome.